Hello, everybody. Feels like forever since I've been at home doing this. It hasn't been that long, I guess. So let's see who's here. Ashley, Lloyd, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Deep Blue. Hey, guys. Kevin. Did you ever make it to Tommy's and get your special on your burgers? I never made it. So we're in another closure again, but at least all the boats are running. And the state even put out a thing about how to handle stress during COVID. And one of the suggestions I had was go fishing. So that's good. Antonio's here from San Quentin. Go fish Mag Bay. That sounds like fun. Actually, yeah, I've had some good fishing and some rough fishing since I last talked to you guys. I had a charter with actor Rocky Carroll again. Brought his friend Joey and two other friends from NCIS, and we went to Catalina Sunday. We went Sunday, this past Sunday, and the fishing was really good. It was some bass. We couldn't catch that many bass because the seals were so bad. The bass were there, but we lost a bunch of bass to the seals, and there was a couple of spots where every bait we threw out got eaten by a seal. So that was really bad. So that didn't work out good. But we ended up catching some bass, and then we went out to deeper water because Rocky wanted some fish to eat. So for fish tacos, so we went out in the deeper water and went rock fishing, and we did really good. Almost limited out. We got whitefish, we got snapper, some squares, um, barber poles, all kinds of different rockfish, and then we also got some nice sheephead, big sheephead too. So it was good, and we got a couple of sole, which were nice. Everybody thought they were small halibut, but they're definitely sole. So I put some pictures on Instagram and stuff. So hey, Dan the man, thank you very much. So this is the raffle ticket for today. Prize for doing the super chats. So we're giving away $25 gift certificate to Turner's, and right now just Dan the man is in it. So thank you. April, they're already asking for you. They're asking to see you. Here comes April, making her appearance. Hey Oz, thank you. Thank you very much. see what else is going on. What's my favorite iron? What's my favorite surface iron reels? For years, all I used was a Pin 500, but I have been using Alexas and the Komodas for that lately. But the old Pin 500 worked fine. Caught lots of fish. My two 10-pound calicos I caught were on Pin 500s. On my next TV show episode, can I say hi to Armando? It'll be a while. We probably won't be filming till February. We're done for this year. Year 34 is done. Yeah, no more filming this year. But I will be on a trip this weekend. But I'm not filming for the TV show. Oh, what other? There's Terry saying hi to everybody. Tyler was at Dana Point Pier last Saturday. Caught 4 jacksmouth, Spanish, small yellowfin croaker, short lobster. Cool. Lots of jacksmouth. I never tried eating jacksmouth. Have you tried eating them, Taylor? I know people eat them, but I haven't tried it. Yeah, Lloyd, I know what you mean. The last 2 times, the winners were the last person to buy a ticket. So Terry's doing good. That's nice to see. Lloyd, virus is up 21% in Nevada. Yeah, I heard that they were going to make some changes in Nevada. I don't know if they were going to do anything in the casinos, but on the news they were talking about that. Hey, Jeff is in the house. I think Jeff is in Southern California because he sent me an email. He'd been out fishing on his boat. So I think he's still in town. He's got a lot of launches coming up. Yeah, Jeff's in town. Oh, so Tyler says he did eat Jack's Mountain and it tastes like whitefish. Okay. Hey, Terry. That's a different amount, $9.99. Thank you very much. Get you a ticket. So questions there is where can you go fishing in San Diego, not on a boat and catch good boat to catch good fish? You can go on the beach. There's a lot of halibut fishing done, surf fishing, guys throwing thin profile baits, stuff like this, but without a long bill. There's lots of different brands, Rapala, Lucky Craft, but lots of stuff like this. You just don't want a big bill on it. You want a sharp bill on it. And a thin profile bait like this works out good in the surf for halibut. And there's lots of corbina and rockfish. Barred perch and stuff like that. Kurt, thank you. So Ashley wants to know if I can say hi to Armando in the next episode I'm on TV. Really don't do shout outs during the TV shows. Part of the reason is I don't edit the programs. So normally the other guys edit them so they won't really see it. But We can try. Jeff wants to know how we did on the Tomahawk trip. So on the first day, Tuesday night, we went out. Boat ride was good. Wednesday, we woke up in the morning, a little bit of chop, not bad, and it laid down throughout the day. By sunset, it was beautiful. It was flat, calm, beautiful conditions. We got 10 tuna that first day, and then the second day, it was like a washing machine. It was terrible, terrible weather. We ended up with like 5 or 6 people seasick. People were falling, and it was nothing the crew did. They were wonderful. It was just the conditions. It was just like being in a washing machine. It was terrible. And since I had hip operation, I didn't walk around that much. I really waited till the boat stopped and I got up and walked around. But I sat a lot, spent some time in the bunk. On that Thursday, it was just really, really rough. But that's how it goes. And then the next trip, boom, they catch 168 pounder and a bunch of other tunas. So that's fishing. I just thought that was an appropriate way for me to end my 2020 season on a really rough weather day. Oh, Ron B. Have albacore come within range of our coast in recent years? They come within the California coast. They catch them out of Emeryville. They catch them out of Morro Bay. They catch them up in Northern California above San Francisco. But not down here. The water's too warm. There hasn't been any albacore down here in years. The last albacore I caught was like 5 years ago, 5 years ago, and that was up out of San Francisco, out of Emeryville. We went out behind the Fairlawn Islands and we caught them, but that was the last time. So Jeff loved the video of Punta Colorado. Yeah, that's why I showed that area. That was fun. And some days it was a barbecue area, other days it was like a buffet trays through there. But that was always fun. Yeah, sorry I couldn't get inside when one day I'll have to tell you what happened that day, but yeah, I couldn't get inside there. Wasn't possible. Let's see what else is here. Hello, Kiwi. So Kevin says San Diego Lakes have started their trout stocking. I didn't know there was much trout to stock because I heard that the hatcheries had got a disease and a bunch of the fish died. So hopefully they have fish now. Lloyd, California is kind of in Southern California is in a stay-at-home order, but it isn't like it was in March. It isn't, beaches closed, boat ramps closed, parking lots closed. It's nothing like that. Right now they're just picking on the restaurants and they're picking on all the beauty parlors and barbershops. And from what I can tell, a bunch of them are still open. They might have put paper up the front windows, but their back doors are open. So there's all the party boats are running. So none of the boats have been told to close down like last time. Watt wants to know what's the best lures and baits to use right now since the water is cooling. Right now, as the water cools, you want to fish slower. So a bucktail with a strip of squid or whole squid bounced off the bottom will work out good. But normally you have to fish slower as the water gets cooler. Oh, okay, Jeff. I see that. Yeah, because I remember before Armando was telling us he was using his mom's account. Is it Sypha? Says, good to see you again. Love our weekly meetings. It's pretty good. Yeah, and these ones you don't have to stand up and introduce yourself. But I'm Dan, in case you guys don't know me. Tony, you can still do grunions. The grunions still run. It's not this time of year, but there are grunions. And I know a lot of people eat them. Asif, what are you asking? Like the forecast wasn't correct for when I was out there, or with the rough water we had? I'm not sure what you're asking. And no, the weather forecasts are not always right. As a rule, they're pretty close, but sometimes things change and they don't get it right. Mm, Kevin, no night jig bite? No, no. We moved quite a bit the night, um, the second night. And the first night, we didn't get there till 9 in the morning or so. I mean, we didn't get there early. When the time we ended up at Tanner Bank, we got there kind of late. So Jeff was talking about when he used to go on grunion hunts, but didn't bring a bucket to catch the grunions. That's funny. Yeah, Tyler, I haven't heard of any albacore caught this year, but I haven't seen every fish report, so I guess there could have been one caught. Yeah, I think the tomahawk might be a little bit smaller as of than the legend, but not a lot. Maybe 5 feet or so. I don't think it's 10 feet smaller, but yeah, it is a little bit smaller. The legend, I think, is a bigger boat. So AF Fishing is asking, Dan, what do you recommend for winter calico bass fishing? Should I just settle in old reliable squid? Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, if you get on some fish that are really active, and then I would go ahead and use live sardines, or anchovies if you got them. But usually it's sardines here in Southern California. But if you get and the fish are really slow and the water gets cold, then yeah, you want to use like a 1 ounce B52 bucktail, half ounce B52 bucktail, and squid on it, and just let it slowly drift. And the fishing with squid, like a Catalina, should really get good really soon, just because there are quite a bit of squid. There's quite a bit of squid starting to float at Catalina. When I was out there Sunday, I saw 2 or 3 light boats and a couple of squid boats heading to the island when I was heading home. There was one coming up from Avalon, going to the back, and I was leaving the back coming home. And that's how it was going. So I would think there's going to be lots of squid here soon. And hopefully they'll be selling squid at the Bay Receiver soon. Yeah, Tony, I don't know which hatchery it was. I don't know if it was just Victorville or if it was some of the stuff up in the Sierras. April, here walking around. April. Hey, Ron. Thank you very much for your super chat. Yeah, Jeff, none of the boats are closing. I haven't heard anybody saying that. Brian wants to know how would you use B52 6 ounce? Um, I use for Lin Cod fishing a lot. I'll be using them this weekend up in the Farallon Islands for Lin Cod, and I put either a swim bait or a single tail on it. Works out really good. Sometimes I use the 6 ounce sculpin fishing. If I'm just trying to catch one big fish, I'll drop that down. That's how I normally do it. So Ron B's going on the Coral Sea. That's cool. We have a new episode on the Coral Sea. It's going to air. It's either next week or the following week. But it's a neat episode. Tell the guys when you're on the Coral Sea that I said hello. Let's see. So Fish Keller says he's looking forward to fish with me. Thank you. Jeffrey, I haven't seen anybody use a rail plate in years. And the main reason I would say is because we don't fish, 600 feet like we used to. We don't fish with 10 hooks or 20 hooks like you used to do in the past with the 5 ounce, a 5 pound sinker. Now you can only use two hooks and you can't go over 400 feet. So most people are just, and now we use Spectra. So a lot of people are using small reels. When I go to Emeryville, I just use a 400 size reel, either Alexa or Komodo, and I have 50-pound Spectra on it. Have plenty of line, and that's what I use. So it's not like the old days where we used the big Daiwas and the big power handle. It's not like that anymore. Let's see what else is on here. Randy's going to the Belmont Pier tomorrow. That's cool. I'll be by there. I mean, I won't be on the pier, but I'll be at my boat tomorrow. We're going to do some boat work tomorrow. Me and my deckhand. So, Steven, when you say you're going to launch out of there, does that mean you're going to catch a boat out of Davy's Locker or you're going to launch your boat out of Newport? What boat are you going to go on if you're going to go out of Davy's Locker? Hey, Tim, I just told everybody about the Tomahawk trip. The boat was great. The crew was great. JJ and the galley was awesome. The food was super delicious. We had decent fishing the first day, 10 nice tuna, bluefin, and I think the biggest fish was around 55 or 60. And then the second day, we just had washing machine weather. It was just terrible weather, and it was really tough to fish. So we caught a couple yellowtail that day, anchored up on the reef. But I mean, even anchored, it was pretty brutal. So there's nothing the crew could do. It was just weather. It was just ugly weather. What can you catch at King Harbor, Redondo? There's bass, there's halibut. There used to be yellowtail there. When I was a kid, there was even bluefin tuna went through there. But yeah, all that's available. Hey Dan, I want to know what fishing line brand you use. Um, I use Iser a lot. I use their Spectra and I use their Mono. When Russ made this stuff, I liked it, and it's inexpensive. Works great. Doesn't cost a lot. And see, I never use the clear line. I always use either the blue or the green line. And I use their Spectra too. It's fine. Works out good. And it's not very expensive. Lloyd, yes, Turner's has a website you can order from. So, Jeff, how many people did you have with you on Monday for limits? 4 people, 6 people? Just wondering if if you got 8 fish or you got 12 fish. How many you got for your limits? Hey, Raspberry. Family Fish Killer. Thank you very much. Let me get you a ticket. And again, for the super chat guys, this is the prize: $25 gift card from Turner's. Let me see what else. Benjamin fishing the break wall this Saturday. Um, it depends how you're fishing it. If you're fishing along the break wall, like with a trolling motor or just running along the wall, I love lures like this: long bill, thin profile, cast along the edge of the breakwater, the edge of the kelp, and wind it back. And it's deadly on the bass. If the water's really cold, then you got to go to a bucktail and bounce it off the rocks, bounce, 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 with the whole squid or strips of squid. And that'll work. Old City Fishing, hello. No, I've never used a pin found them. I've heard nice things about them, but I've never used them. Kevin, what was the key on getting bit by on the Tomahawk? It was light line. I mean, the guys that caught their fish were some were using 25, but I think most of them were using 20. I was using 25, and I did try some 20-pound fluorocarbon at the end, but I guess it was too late by the time I put it on. And we lost a bunch of fish because the guys weren't using any top shot. They were fishing 65-pound Spectra, 80-pound Spectra with 20 to 25-pound fluorocarbon, small piece of fluorocarbon, and no mono in between. And we must have lost 6 to 8 fish because the guys did that. So That was a problem. I told the guys to put some monofilament on, and they didn't do it, and everybody that did that lost their fish. So, and and I've learned that over the years because I used to do that. I used to just fish straight spectra to fluorocarbon, and I lost a bunch of fish in 2 years. So I stopped doing that. That's why I put mono on. Warren, I saw you on the 405 a while back. So he says he saw me a while back on the 405 freeway. He was with his 9-year-old daughter who had to watch 2 hours of my videos when they got home. That's funny. Sorry about that. So Fish Killer's asking about working a metal jig if you do better on a drift. I don't know if you do better on a drift. I've caught lots of yellowtail, calico bass, bonita, uh, anchored. But normally when you're tuna fishing, you're always drifting. Yeah, if you go fishing right now out of Newport, guys, um, all you're going to catch is rockfish. They don't have live bait right now. Their bait receivers closed down out of Newport, and all they have is dead squid. So everything they're going to fish for right now is rockfish. If they do go fish for calicos or sand bass, it's going to be with dead squid. But right now, their bait receiver is closed down, so they don't have any no live bait. Okay, so Jeff went out with 5 people. So you got 10 tuna. That's really good. And that's how many we got on the Tomahawk. But that, we should have had 20 easily, but we lost so many fish. Tony Iser makes line call the first string. Yeah, yeah, and Iser also was the person that fought really hard to have the reef made off Huntington Beach. That's why it's called Iser's Reef, because he was the one that did all the work and got it and got all the materials donated and raised the money to drop all that stuff in the ocean and got the permits to do it. And that's where we've been catching lots of fish this year. Yeah, I do have videos on my YouTube channel talking about fishing the brick wall. That's good, 12 fish. Yeah, guys, we only have 40 likes and we have 80 of you in here, so if we could get some more likes, I would appreciate it. What else? Yeah, Benny, unless you're catching those little yellowfin, if you're catching that small yellowfin fish under 30 pounds, then you could use a jig master. But for the bigger tuna like they're catching now, don't even throw out a jig master. That'll be way too small. And the plastic spools will break. Tim wants to know if I can show the Hernandez knot. Yeah, we can do that today. What else? So Brent's saying that they haven't had any current locally. When I was at Catalina on Sunday, we had current that was so strong. We had a hard time fishing. A couple of calico bass spots that just we even put 4 ounce sinkers down to go to the bottom, and our lines looked like it was fly lining. So Jeff is saying for all the tuna they're catching right now, they're using 25 to 40 pound. That's light for the big fish that they're catching. Tyler, did I get any fish? No, I did not get any fish. And even though we only landed 10, 2 guys got their limit. 2 guys got 2 each. And then the rest were scattered out with the other people. But I didn't even get a bite. I did not get a bite. Benjamin, I don't know what the age limit is for working on the boats. I know they wouldn't hire you as a deckhand at 13, but there are some boats that might be able to use you as a pinhead. So in pinhead, you don't get paid, and you get to go on the boat for free, and they just expect you to clean the boat at the end of the day, help them clean the boat, and do little work around the boat. But they wouldn't have you gaff fish, they wouldn't have you fillet fish, anything like that. That's all for the deckhands to do. But you could ask some boats. I mean, it's the time of year, everything's slowed down. Go to the docks and talk to some boats and see who might be looking for help. No, Jeff, I didn't get any fish on the boat. Didn't catch any tuna. I didn't get one tuna bite even. Let's see what other questions here. I think I missed some. Let's see what else. So, where to go lobster fishing in Long Beach? Um, the oil islands is a good place to go. And I will tell you, it's been super, super slow this year. Um, was it last weekend or the weekend before that? Between me and my friends, there were 5 boats out in one day, and not one legal lobster was brought in between 5 boats. So it's been kind of short. It's been a really slow season locally this year. Ivan, thank you very much for your super chat. Novus. Warren, thank you very much. Yeah, that's the prize that we're doing for the super chat, guys. $25 gift card. Yeah, I use that a lot, Tim. I tell people all the time to put some mono on their reels for shock absorber. Um, but people just don't listen. They all think it's all about just using spectra to fluorocarbon, and they might get lucky once in a while if they got light enough drag. But you really need to have a shock absorber in there. So Brownson, yeah, Brockman's still his boat's still there. The first string is still running. Runs every day, but it was fishing with Donnie. It was fun fishing with Donnie when he was around driving his boat. Randy, is there any live bait shops open in Long Beach? When you say live bait, like if you want like sardines or anchovies, you have to go, to Nachos out there in Long Beach at the end of the breakwater by Alamitos. But the stores, nobody sells like sardines or anchovies like that in the stores. But they probably have worms and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think they have. I think the only one that has ghost shrimp would be Big Fish and Seal Beach. I don't know who would have it in Long Beach. Terry, did I get your donation? I got your super chat in. Yes, thank you. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it's been really nice going to Catalina. I've been twice in a week, and it's been really, really nice. Getting bit with Bo. Hello, Bo. I'm thinking about for January, guys, adding some open party trips. So I'm going to talk to Monica and see about picking out a few dates because I know January is going to be hard to get charters. But some of you want to go open party trip. I think I'll open up some half day trips and we can go look for calicos and go rock fishing. Lee, have I ever taken Monica fishing with me? No, Monica will not go fishing. We made her go on a couple of youth foundation trips and she wasn't really happy about it, but we made her go. But yeah, she won't go on a filming trip or a fishing trip. I was teasing her today. I was going to buy her a rod and reel for Christmas. And she's like, really? That's what I wanted after all these years? So, no, she's not an angler. She's really good at running an office, but I can tell when people call and ask fishing questions because then she sends it off to me. So, Pathless 9150 wants to know how can you start fishing? Um, if you like, if you want a free place to go fishing, go on a pier. There's guys like Tyler that fish piers all the time. Um, you can go fishing on a pier like Belmont or Seal Beach Pier, Huntington Pier for free. You don't need a license or anything. Um, and then you can try surf fishing or you could go like on a half-day boat, and that would work out. Okay. King tides are this weekend. I didn't know that. John, we lost a lot of those tuna because the guys were not using any mono. They were fishing straight spectra to fluorocarbon, and the fish were just breaking the line, biting through it. No shock absorber, and the fish were busting off. There was a couple fish lost to tangles, which always happens, but most of it was the guys just fishing um, heavy drags with heavy spectra and light fluorocarbon. It's just a bad combination. You really need that 100 yards of monofilament, at least 75 yards of monofilament, to work as a rubber band shock absorber, and that will help you from losing all those fish. Let's see. It's about, am I awake? Yes, I'm right here. Thoughts on a rod and reel setup for 1,500 pound tuna? I will let our tuna guy, Jeff, handle that for you. Oh, he's already started answering it down below. So, yeah, Jeff is your tuna guy. For the big tuna, I use like pin 2 speeds, but for the smaller tuna, 50 pound, there's lots of different options. So, is that Peppa Pig? What's good beginner setup for yellowfin, yellowtail, small bluefin? For small yellowfin, and I'm saying 20, 25 pound fish and smaller, you can use Alexa 400, Komodo 400, and you're going to put 50 pound Spectra on it, and then you're going to put 25 pound mono on there, at least 75 yards to 100 yards, and then a small piece of fluorocarbon, normally half the length of your rod, and that should work out fine for the smaller tuna. For the fish over 30 pounds or 40 pounds, don't use a little Komodo. And I'm not saying that you can't catch a 100 pounder on a Komodo or Alexa, but you're going to be there a long time, and there's so many other reels that work better for that bigger fish. So you're not on a fish for an hour and a half, and everybody has to watch you do that. Hmm. Benny, what type of fish are at the oil rigs? You can't get too close to oil rigs. You have to be careful how close you are to the oil rigs. But there used to be lots of yellowtail underneath the oil rigs, but right now it's going to be mainly rockfish. Santa Barbara oil rigs. I know they were catching calicos there. Some friends of mine were out there, but again, I don't know how close you can get to them right now. Let's see. Rod Rodrigo Rodrigue 959. Thank you very much. Rodrigue. April. Let's see what else is up here. So Arturo wants to know, he lives up in Santa Cruz. What's a good time? When's a good time for those yellowtail? Um, it's not always about the warmer weather with the yellowtail. We could have good yellowtail fishing as early as April. If the fish, if the squid get really thick. I mean, I've even seen yellowtail Catalina February, but it just depends on the bait situation and all that. But if you wanted a warmer weather month, I would say anytime from June through October, you should be able to find yellowtail, especially Catalina. Yeah, so cow fishing, CA fishing. For spotted bay bass, I like small. This is way too big, but something smaller version of this. And then I also like bucktails, and swim baits work good too for spotted bay bass. I use those. And this time of year, I probably fish a half-ounce bucktail with a strip of squid and bounce it off the rocks on the pilings. You really need to slow down your presentation as everything gets colder and slower. No, so is that Brownson? I don't use mono as backing. I use Spectra as backing, and I use mono as like a rubber band, and then on top of that, I'll put the fluorocarbon. And sometimes I won't even put fluorocarbon. I'll fish straight mono. So, what other questions we have? So, how do you cast a conventional? You just go ahead and practice. You just have to practice at it. It takes time. Just practice. So Escobar wants to know what's a good for Lin Cod, and this is what I use all day long for Lin Cod. 6 ounce, glow in the dark, white B52 bucktail with either a swim bait or a single tail grub pinned on, and just swim it on the bottom. Works good. You can also go with a magic metal jig, 10 ounce, glow in the dark. Works really good off the bottom. Those are basically the only two jigs I use when I'm fishing for Lin Cod. If I wanted to use live bait, I would use a live mackerel. Yeah, Kevin. My parents' boat is in the same slip that the boat's always been in, over by where I used to live in Belmont Shores. So that boat's there. The Duffy is parked right behind it, so it's right there. Those boats are both there, and then the boat that I use all the time now is in Shoreline Marina, and then Larry's old boat is in my backyard. So that's where all four boats are. Yeah, so Jeff's giving you guys some good information there on how to practice casting with a clothespin. And yeah, don't use a hook. Don't use anything, a jig or anything. Start off light and just use your thumb a lot. Don't expect those first casts to go far. And as you get better and better at it, lighten up your thumb pressure on the spool. And remember, when you're casting, it's not a straight line like throwing a baseball. It's more like a football. It's more like an arc. You want to arc that bait over that cast. So do it that way. What's a good boat to go on? There's lots of great boats. I mean, I wouldn't really pick a trip just by the boat, where you want to go and stuff. Do you need more than one setup for a full day boat? For a 3/4 day boat, I guess you could get by with one setup, but it's always good to have two, at least two, just in case one breaks or something. So I'm going to go fishing this weekend out of Emeryville to go rock fishing, and I'm only taking two rods, and they're both basically the same setup because I'm just going to concentrate on Lin Cod fishing. So I'm taking those. And Kevin mentioned a good point too, that when you're practicing casting, what's your line on your reel first so you can practice. Okay. Yeah, Blake, we caught bonita Sunday at Catalina. So the bonita are still there. The biggest problem I'm having at Catalina right now is that there's no other boats there. So during the week, I didn't see any sport boats there. And then on Sunday, I did run into the Triton and I did run into the Pursuit. But it's not like normal where there's a bunch of boats there so we can spread the seals around. So if I'm on one spot trying to catch calicos, I have 4 or 5 seals on me. It makes it pretty impossible. Hey, Tracy, thank you very much for your super chat. Henry, thank you too. Henry's won a few times before. Tracy. Henry. Thank you, Henry. Any full day recommendations out of San Diego? Yeah, all the lanes have decent boats out of San Diego. The problem is if you're going to go on an all day trip out of San Diego, um, you have to find out if they're going to go to Coronado Islands. Because if they go to Coronado Islands, you must have a passport because you have to have a visa to fish the Coronado Islands. So that's the only thing. So you got to find out ahead of time. Vegas cat. Why can't you get close to oil rigs? Since 9/11, before 9/11, we used to anchor right next to the oil rigs all the time. I mean, all the sport boats would anchor right next to the oil rigs, but now since 9/11. You can't do that. You get close to them, and they're gonna chase you off. Yeah, guys, we're gonna do the raffle here pretty soon. I've been here an hour, so here's your 5-minute warning. So Tony's asking, after the pandemic is over, do you think Mexico will reduce their restrictions on U.S. based boats? No, I don't think any of that's going to change. A lot of the restrictions in Mexico, especially areas like Cedros and Benitez and stuff like that, have nothing to do with U.S. boats. It's mainly about the tuna pens that are on the coast of Mexico. So they're restricting that area from the boats fishing, U.S. boats fishing in there, and even the Mexican boats from fishing in there, because they don't want them to take all the bait and kill off all the fish. So that's why they don't do that. Yeah, no more filming trips this year for the TV show. I will probably be doing some. I might be filming an episode on my own boat before the end of the year, but I will not be doing any TV filming open party trips. Okay, so you guys have asked a couple of times. Let's see the Hernandez knot. So I will tie it for you. All right, so here's the knot. And here's your 2-minute warning. Let's see what else. So Jamie Gonzalez, Senor Dan Hernandez, what is your opinion on hooks with rings attached? The reason they sell hooks with rings on them, like this, is because people don't know how to tie a knot with a loop in it. So let's do the 2 knots. So this is how you tie a Hernandez knot. So here's the hook. Take the line. You run it right through the hook, the eye of the hook, just like that. Then you take the lines, put them parallel. You want them straight, not like that. Just want the 2 lines straight. Okay. Then I'm going to just put my finger here, which is, there's the 2 lines, okay? I'm just going to put my finger like that. And then I take this tag end, and I go over my finger 3 times. So the other line is still straight. So here's the hook. Here's my finger. Just going to go over my finger 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody with me? Now at this point, all I do is slide everything off. So there's the line, the hook. There's the loops. And I take that 3rd loop and I run it right through the center. And then I just tighten down on it. Wet it. And that's your knot. Okay. And just cut this tag end off. And that's your knot. Okay, so for Mr. Gonzalez here, if you don't want to buy hooks with a ring, and this is your hook with a ring, and this is your hook without a ring. Okay, see the difference? That little ring adds weight to your hook. And if you're throwing an anchovy or small sardine, it makes it harder for it to swim. So here is the line. You make a loop like that. You slide in your hook. So now I'm going to slide the hook in here. So now I have a loop of line. I just have a loop and the hook. That's all. Loop and the hook. Now I'm going to go around the loop. I'm going to go around the loop one time. And now I'm going to slide the hook right through the big loop and cinch down on it. Wet it. And you can see it kind of taking shape there. Sliding it down. You can tell it's tied correctly when that line is 45 degrees like that. So you cut that off. And now you have a hook and a loop. Now I can make the loop a lot smaller if I wanted to, but I just want to demonstrate to you. There's the ring one there, middle ring, and then there's the loop. And ideally you'd make that loop about that size. Okay. And that way your hook can go any direction it wants. The bait can go any direction it wants. All right, so hopefully that helps. So that's why I like doing the fishing trips. I like teaching. I like doing all this kind of stuff. I'm hoping early next year I can start doing my youth foundation work again, working with the kids and doing all this stuff with the kids. Hopefully we can get that going. But it's a hassle trying to find the money to keep everything going. So we will see. It was hard before, but now with COVID shutting down everything, no fundraisers for the youth foundation, no events, grants are harder to get, and everything's just been really ugly. So hopefully things will work out. Have any plans going to a charter to Coronado Islands? I'm going to look into that. I really would like to do a trip to Coronado Islands next year. I'm going to see if I can set that up, and we'll do that. But again, everybody going on it will need to have a passport. Okay. Okay. Lloyd is in the drawing. Yeah, Lloyd's probably going to win it because he's the last one in. Dan the Man, the tuna are still around. There's still lots of tuna around. There's still lots of tuna around. Just aren't a lot of people going out fishing for them. A fishing course. So what do you say, like what we were talking about before, Oz, where some of you come down to my boat and we do like a fishing class on the boat? I know you guys talked about it. I just don't know how to do that and not make it super expensive. I don't know. Like I don't know what the acceptable price would be. because it can take too many people. I don't even have a DVD player anymore. I wouldn't even know where to play it. I've done seminars at the Fred Hall shows for many, many years. Usually every year I do one. Johnny, what rod and reel do I recommend for Lin Cod rockfish? I fish Alexa and I fish a Komodo, and I use Turner's California rods with 50-pound Spectra and 25-pound monofilament. Not fluorocarbon, just 25-pound monofilament. That's what I use. Yeah, you guys need to let me know what do you think a reasonable price would be for a class like that to do on my boat. Do like a 2-hour thing where we could go over some hands-on knots and I can get some live bait, show you guys how to cast live bait and stuff like that. So we could do that. Tim, do you ever use spinning reel setups? I always use them for surf fishing, but I don't use them for I don't use them for like tuna fishing or stuff. But I see lots of guys use them for tuna fishing, so that's fine. I mean, they do work. See what other questions. Some of you were asking about the bucktails, where to find them. So let me just give you. This is a link to my website where you can see all the different lures and stuff that we have. So this will help you with that. Hey, Jamie. Well, thank you. I'm glad it worked. I grew up in Montebello. I used to ride my bike as a kid to Lake all the time. So when we start doing our kids club meetings again at Lake, um, come by and say hi. I'm there the third Saturday of every month, so you can come by and say hi. And I will need volunteers. So if any of you guys that know how to fish want to come volunteer and help out, that would be great. I haven't done the drawing yet, Lloyd. I'm going to do that in a second. Okay. Yeah, Dan the man. I don't really like anything coated, like the fluoro coated monofilaments. I just use um, the true fluorocarbon. Oh, Floyd, somebody got in after you. Hope you don't lose out to them. Oh, Brent, that's a good idea. I could shoot a video like how to use your fish finder, especially now with the new stuff. I have the side scan on mine. I could I could film a little video on that. Show you guys how to use a side scan. Ryan, yes, I'm going to be up in Northern Cal, going on a crab and rockfish combo trip, which for me is going to be like what you're saying. It's going to be a crab and Lin Cod trip. Okay, let's get the last person in here. Thank you very much. Yeah, I heard that the crab fishing on Emeryville and San Francisco has been really good. So that's where I am going. Lloyd got another ticket. All right, Lloyd. I know you're determined to win. I think it's going to be between Lloyd and Terry. Those are like the luckiest. Henry, too. Henry wins a lot of times, too. So we'll see. So when you are going to get more. You know what? Send me an email or call the office on Thursday and let me see if we have any more of those in stock at the office. I don't know if it's just on the website that they don't have the inventory there or if we're really out of stock. So if you can send me an email or call the office, I can check for you and see if we have the 1 ounce glow in the darks in stock. So okay. So Brent would like to see some videos on electronics. We could do that. Making Ryan homesick. Tim, I don't know where the cut is. I would think it's, the farthest south I've ever caught them on these kind of trips is out of Avila, right by Pismo Beach. So, but I don't know. I might even fish Pismo Beach on the way home from Emeryville. I'm thinking about taking a surf rod with me and see how it is. But yeah, but the Dungeness are Central Coast, Morro Bay, Avila. But I don't think they come as far down to San Diego. I mean, as far down to Santa Barbara. But Avila is where the farthest south I personally have caught them. No, I've never been for blue crab in Massachusetts, but I've eaten plenty of blue crabs, soft shell crabs in Louisiana. Ryan, what city is your family diners in? Maybe I can stop by on my way home. Send me an email if you can on where it is, Ryan. Here's my email address. And whoever wins a raffle right now, you're going to need this address too. So you can send me your information so I can send you the prize. All right, so there's my email address there. Sean, have I ever been fishing for wahoo? Yeah, I've caught quite a few. I haven't caught tons of wahoo. I don't think I've caught more than 10 wahoo in my life, but I've caught them all down in Baja. Never caught one on a sport boat. I've caught them East Cape, Cabo, all that area. Quite a few. My biggest one was like 90 pounds, which is pretty good. I caught it on Easter Sunday in San Jose del Cabo. Yeah, Jeff, you should have had it. Should have came by my office and picked it up. Tim, I'll be on the Seawolf of Emeryville. Okay, so Concord, Brentwood, Hayward. Okay, and it's called Lumpy's Diner. Okay, Digger's Diner. I'll try to find one. Yeah, I drive through Dublin all the time on my way up there. All right, guys, let's pick a winner. I've been at this for a while tonight, just because I haven't done it in so long, so I wanted to do that. All right, let's pick a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. And tonight's winner is Tracy Sunshine. Tracy Sunshine. You are the winner. So, if any of you guys have companies that do donations for nonprofits or need tax write offs, please think about my youth foundation. We can use all the help we can get as things have been difficult, like normal. So, if your company's right, I do donations at the end of the year, and hopefully they did good enough this year that they can afford to do that. Please suggest my youth foundation to them, and there is a link to that. Well, that breaks the trend though from the last person winning, so that's pretty good. All right, so the winner is Tracy. Sunshine. 1639. So Tracy, go ahead and send me an email with your mailing address, and I'll get you that card. Okay. And my email address is posted up there, but I'll put it again for you right here. There you go. There's my email address. And again, if you guys are looking for bug tails or magic metal jigs or mystery tackle bags or any of that stuff, here's a link to my website where you can find all that stuff. Oh, before I go, for a bunch of you guys to leave, I talked to the Fred Hall people, and I think Mike Lum from the Fred Hall is going to be on here with us in the next couple of weeks to make some special announcements. April. So it sounds like there definitely will be a Fred Hall show in Del Mar. Oh, okay. Jeff says do another drawing. So we'll do another drawing right now. But let me give you guys the updates. So don't leave right now. Jeff is going to buy a $25 gift card for the next winner. But I just want to give you guys a quick update. Talking to the Hall people today, it looks like Del Mar is going to happen. It looks like they're trying to do it in April. And So that's a thing. And then the Long Beach one, they're still trying to work out the details to see if they can do it indoors. So they don't know exactly yet what's going to happen. So that's the plan there. But in a couple of weeks, when they have everything ironed out, they said that they will sell. They will go ahead and let us know for sure. Do I know any good place that sells CalStar rods? Yeah, the Longfin. This place. And they're in Orange, and they'll have all the different CalStar rods you could possibly want. It's the biggest tackle store in Southern California, and I'm sure they'll be glad to help you out there. And then the other thing I was let you guys know is I was talking to Fish and Wildlife, and it looks like one of the people from there is going to go ahead and come on here and do one of my blogs with us. Might be as soon as Thursday, and they'd like to let you guys know that they are working hard to keep fishing open during COVID, and that they've been, working to keep as many things open as possible. But they want to talk to you guys about it and share information. All right, this one's from Jeff, guys. Jeff is kind enough to say he'll buy one. Let's see who this person is. I think this is the last ticket sold. All right, so here's the winner. Second winner, courtesy of Jeff. Okay, there's the second winner. Congratulations. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for buying the second card. And there's the winning ticket there. I think that was like the last ticket. I have to look back and look. So the streak is still alive. The last ticket wins. That's funny. That's 3 weeks in a row that the last person that bought a ticket won a prize. That's pretty good. And everybody played nice today. That's really good. Thank you, guys. Oh, so someone caught a lobster using a bucktail. That's pretty good. Oh, okay, Tim. I think you're right. I think Lloyd tried to get it again at the end. All right, guys. So just let you know, Fred Hall people are going to be coming on here in a couple weeks to let us know what the updates are. And then somebody from Fish and Wildlife will be on with us maybe as early as Thursday to talk to you guys a little bit about that too. All right. Yeah, Matthew, the bass are always around. The bass do not move very much. So wherever you see the calico bass and the kelp, they're there. Just as the water gets colder, you got to fish slower. So just slow your fishing down, and you can catch bass year round. When rockfish ends here at the end of the month, there still will be calico and sand bass to catch, and you can catch halibut too. You can do all that. All right, guys. Well, good night, everybody. And I'll be here Thursday. I'll see you Thursday before I leave for Northern Cal on Friday morning. So goodbye. Thanks.